Jaguar Wright is back again, and this time she's not holding anything back. She just went live with a jaw-dropping claim that could flip the entire Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin story upside down. According to Jaguar, 50 Cent tried to warn Chrissy years ago. But what he said was so real, so dark, that people in the industry made sure it never went public. Jaguar says there's something deeper going on behind the scenes. Something way bigger than a simple breakup or reality TV drama. She's talking power, loyalty, and betrayal, the kind of stuff that could end careers if the wrong person speaks up. And from the way she's talking, it sounds like 50 Cent already knew Jim wasn't who he claimed to be. The shocking part. Jaguar hinted that the 50's warning wasn't just about love, it was about protection. Protection from something that could have destroyed Chrissy completely. She even said 50 told her to run before it's too late. Now fans are asking, what did 50 Cent know? Why did he try to step in? And why is Jaguar bringing it up now, after all these years? Because if what she's saying is true, then everything about Jim Jones and Chrissy's relationship, from love and hip-hop to their public image, might have been a carefully built lie. When Jaguar Wright speaks, the entire industry listens, not because she's chasing clout, but because every time she opens her mouth, somebody's truth gets exposed. And this time, the target isn't just Jim Jones. It's the tangled web that connects him, Chrissy Lampkin, and none other than 50 Cent himself. According to Jaguar, 50 Cent knew exactly what was going to happen between Jim and Chrissy long before the cameras, long before the heartbreak, and long before their so-called love and hip-hop fairy tale turned into a public circus. She claims 50 saw the pattern years ago, and he tried to warn Chrissy before it was too late. Jaguar says 50 Cent told her, "Girl, don't let that man drag you into his world, 'cause once you're in, there's no way out." That statement alone has fans spinning. What world was 50 talking about? Was he warning her about the street life Jim was tied to? Shady industry politics? Or something much darker? Something only insiders like 50 and Jaguar would understand. Jaguar's claim didn't come out of nowhere. She says this warning happened during a time when Chrissy was still trying to build her own identity outside of Jim's shadow. Back then, Chrissy was riding for him hard, defending him, supporting his music, and doing everything to prove that their love was real. But behind the scenes, Jaguar says 50 Cent was watching closely and he didn't like what he saw. According to her, 50 told people close to him that Jim's relationship with Chrissy wasn't built on love. It was built on control. Jaguar explained it like this: he ain't loving her, he's managing her. He controls her emotions, her moves, her image. That's not love, that's leverage. And if that sounds familiar, that's because it's a theme fans have seen play out in countless celebrity relationships, the woman in love while the man protects his ego. But Jaguar didn't stop there. She said the warning 50 gave Chrissy wasn't just about personal pain. It was about protection. According to her, 50 had seen how the industry chews up women who tried to stand by men involved in messy business. Whether it's label deals, backdoor favors, or hidden affiliations. The hip-hop world has always been a place where loyalty can cost you your peace and sometimes your career. Jaguar's exact words were chilling. 50 told her, "You don't know who you are sleeping next to. You think you know that man, but the streets know a different story." Now, for anyone who's followed Jim Jones' history, that line hits hard. Jim's name has been tied to multiple controversies, from street rumors to industry beefs, and while he's managed to survive the headlines, the tension has always been there. Chrissy, on the other hand, was seen as the ride or die. The woman who stood by him no matter what. But what if she didn't know what she was standing by? Jaguar claims that 50 tried to reach out quietly without making a scene. She says he didn't want to embarrass Chrissy or start more drama. He just wanted to give her a warning. But according to Jaguar, Chrissy didn't listen. She brushed it off, believing Jim's words over anyone else's. And that, Jaguar says, is where everything started to fall apart. Because right after that warning, everything in their relationship began to shift. The tension on TV, the emotional moments that went viral, the on-again, off-again dynamic that fans couldn't stop watching. Jaguar insists it wasn't random. It was the slow unraveling of what 50 had already seen coming. Now, the question everyone's asking is, how would Jaguar even know this? Well, that's where things get even deeper. Jaguar has been connected to countless industry figures, producers, artists, and insiders who've been around since the early teens. I like to be around since the early 2000s. She's seen what goes on when the cameras are off. She's witnessed the deals, the favors, and the betrayals that never make headlines. She said in her live, people think 50's cold-hearted. But he saw the same system that almost destroyed him trying to swallow her up too. He warned her because he knew once you let that darkness in, it don't leave. Jaguar even hinted that this darkness might involve something much bigger than personal. Drama, possibly ties between certain labels, street movements, and financial deals that kept certain artists protected while others got blacklisted. She never said names directly, but her tone made it clear. Jim wasn't just another rapper 250. He was a player in something deeper. And when you think about how 50 has always moved, calling people out, exposing secrets, warning others, Jaguar's story doesn't sound so far-fetched. 50's been the type to play both protector and enforcer in the industry. He doesn't warn people unless there's a serious reason behind it. Jaguar's words left fans divided. Some say she's reaching for attention again. Others believe every single word, especially since 50 himself has had tension with Jim Jones for years, both directly and indirectly. But what makes this story wild is the timing. Why now? Why would Jaguar bring this up today, when Jim and Chrissy's names are already trending again? Jaguar hinted that something big is about to come out, and that this warning is the missing piece in understanding why Jim's reputation has been taking hit after hit lately. She claimed that 50's warning wasn't just about saving Chrissy from heartbreak. It was about saving her from something dangerous. She ain't just a woman in love. She's a woman in the middle of a war she never signed up for. Those words echoed across social media. Fans began digging into old interviews, old posts, and moments where 50 and Jim's paths crossed. Some even pointed out how 50 once joked about saving women from rappers who pretend to love them. People thought he was just trolling, but now that line doesn't sound like a joke anymore. Jaguar's revelation has once again thrown fuel on a fire that just won't die. Because if 50 really did warn Chrissy and she ignored it, then every emotional breakdown, every public fight, and every silent moment we've seen on TV might have been her living through what he tried to stop. And the craziest part, Jaguar says 50 told someone close to him, if she doesn't walk away now, she's gonna lose more than love. Now that line has everyone guessing. What exactly did 50 mean by that? Was it about her mental health? Her safety? Her reputation? Or was there something darker? Something that connects back to the secrets Jaguar keeps hinting at about the hip-hop elite? Whatever it is, one thing's clear. This story is far from over. Because if Jaguar Wright is right, then 50 Cent didn't just try to save Chrissy Lampkin's heart. He tried to save her life. After Jaguar Wright's revelations spread like wildfire, fans couldn't stop asking one question. How deep did this really go? Because if 50 Cent truly tried to warn Chrissy, that means he wasn't just watching from the sidelines. He was involved. He knew something most people didn't. And Jaguar hinted that the connection between all three of them, 50, Jim, and Chrissy goes back way further than people think. Jaguar claimed that 50 and Jim's tension wasn't just about street beef or rap competition. It was personal. She said the bad blood started years ago, and both of them were climbing the ranks in New York. 50 had already built his Empire G-Unit. Movies, TV, while Jim was still trying to step out from Kamran's shadow and make a name for himself. But according to Jaguar, there was a moment, a single deal, that changed everything, she said. 50 and Jim had a talk man-to-man, but after that meeting, 50 never looked at him the same. 50 never looked at him the same. What was that meeting about? Nobody knows for sure. But rumors have floated around for years that it had something to do with money, loyalty, And an offer that Jim turned down, or maybe betrayed. Jaguar said 50. Felt like Jim played both sides, running with people who weren't loyal to him, while pretending everything was cool on the surface. And when 50 realized that, he pulled back. That's when he started seeing how Chrissy was being used, not as a partner, but as a pawn. Jaguar explained it like this. See, the women always get caught in the middle. 50 knew that pattern because he had seen it before. The man builds his name, the woman builds her loyalty, and when it all comes crashing down, she's the one left bleeding. Fans online started revisiting old footage from Love and Hip Hop, connecting dots. Moments when Chrissy looked exhausted, broken, or quiet while Jim brushed off questions. People began to say, yo, maybe this is what Jaguar was talking about. But here's where it gets darker. Jaguar said that after the 50s warning, something strange happened. The industry started closing in around Chrissy, she said. People she used to be cool with stopped calling. Her appearances slowed down. Even her name started getting whispered in rooms like she was a problem. Jaguar believes that was no coincidence. She thinks Jim made sure anyone who sided with Chrissy started to lose opportunities. That's when she said the line that shook everyone. Control doesn't always come from love. Sometimes it comes from fear. And in that relationship, fear was running everything. And if that's true, then maybe 50 wasn't the only one who saw what was happening. Maybe others tried to step in too, but were too afraid to say anything publicly. Jaguar even hinted that there were phone calls, conversations between 50 and someone close to Chrissy where he allegedly said, I don't want to see her go down with him, not like the rest did. That statement set social media on fire. Fans started speculating who the rest were. Some think 50 was talking about women in the industry who got caught up with powerful men. Women who lost their careers, their peace, or worse, their safety. And then Jaguar dropped another piece of the puzzle, something about Mama Jones. She said the mother always knew something was off. That's why she protested their relationship so hard. She wasn't just being overprotective. She felt something wasn't right. Mama Jones might have looked crazy on TV. But mothers always know. She was trying to protect her son, but deep down, she knew Chrissy was the one who needed protection. That statement hit differently. Because suddenly, what used to look like messy family drama started sounding like coded warning signs. Jaguar also said, 50 respected Mama Jones, not personally, but for the way she stood up when no one else would. She said he told people, at least she got the guts to speak what others whisper. As Jaguar's live continued, the chat exploded with fans bringing up 50's old interviews, especially one where he mentioned that some people's relationships are built on pain and profit, not love. At the time, nobody connected the dots, but now it sounds like he might have been referring to Jim and Chrissy. Jaguar's voice got serious when she said, people think this is just gossip. Nah, baby, this is warning number 2. The first one didn't work. Maybe this time it will. She claimed there's a reason 50 hasn't publicly responded yet. Not because he's ignoring it, but because he knows Jaguar's not lying. And if he speaks now, it might expose too much names, alliances, and business ties that go beyond Love and Hip-Hop. Jaguar also dropped hints about record label ties that allegedly connect Jim's circle to people who've had problems with 50 in the past. She didn't give details, but she made it sound like Jim's success and his protection came from the same system 50 spent his career fighting against. It's like watching the same movie twice, she said. 50 tried to escape that machine. Jim became part of it. And Chrissy, she's caught right in the middle of it all. Her words painted a tragic picture. A woman who gave her heart to a man fighting invisible wars, unaware that she was just a piece on a much bigger chessboard. Fans in the comments flooded Jaguar's live, saying things like, now it makes sense why. 50 never disrespected Chrissy directly, and he wasn't her enemy. He was her silent protector. That phrase, silent protectors, started trending across platforms. Because if 50 really did try to protect Chrissy, even behind the scenes, it means there's still a part of him that sees what others don't. Jaguar ended her live with one final warning. You can hide a lie for a while, but truth always finds the mic. And when it does, no label, no man, no fame can mute it. That quote spread fast, thousands of reposts within hours. People started tagging 50 Cent, Chrissy, and Jim in clips, demanding answers. But so far, none of them have responded. And that silence, that's what's making people believe Jaguar even more. Because if what she's saying was completely false, someone, anyone, would have clapped back by now. Instead, there's nothing but quiet. And in this industry, silence usually means one thing: somebody hit a nerve. Jaguar's story has reignited the whole conversation around power, control, and manipulation in celebrity relationships. People are rewatching old episodes, listening to old interviews, and realizing that maybe, just maybe, 50 Cent's warning was never about hate. It was about survival. Because in a world where fame hides everything, truth doesn't knock, it kicks the door in. When Jaguar Wright came back live 2 nights later, you could feel the tension through the screen. Her tone was colder, quieter, not wild, not angry, just final. She said she'd been holding back a piece of the story because she wanted to see if anyone involved would speak up. But no one did. They thought I was bluffing, she said. But y'all know me, I don't bluff. I just wait for the truth to catch up. She leaned in, eyes steady, and said it. 50 Cent didn't just warn Chrissy. He made a move to protect her, and that's what scared everybody. The chat froze. People started spamming what moved. What did he do? Jaguar continued. She said that after 50 realized how deep Jim's alliances went, he used his connections behind the scenes to make sure Chrissy had an exit route. He didn't do it for fame or attention. He did it because, in her words, he saw what was coming. She claimed 50 pulled a few strings quietly. A business deal, a TV opportunity, maybe even a financial setup to help Chrissy if things went south. But according to Jaguar, someone found out. That's when the phone calls started, she said. People telling him to mind his business. People warning Chrissy that she was stepping out of line. That's when it got ugly. Jaguar paused, looked straight into the camera, and said, they didn't want her free, they wanted her controlled. And that's when fans realized what Jaguar was really saying. This wasn't about love or betrayal anymore. It was about power, about who gets to control the story, and who gets silenced when they try to walk away. Jaguar said she saw this pattern before. Women tied to powerful men, thinking they're partners, but in reality, they're anchors. The men rise, and the women get left holding secrets. You think it's love until you realize it's business, Jaguar said. And when business ends, so does loyalty. She claimed that's why 50 stayed quiet all these years, not because he didn't care, but because he was waiting for the right time. Every time he spoke out against the industry, he was dropping clues. Fans started digging again. Clips from The Breakfast Club, old interviews, even his cryptic Instagram posts. There was one where he wrote, "Sometimes you can't save people who don't think they need saving." Nobody thought much of it back then. But now, after Jaguar's claims, it hit differently. Jaguar went on, he told someone close to me, "You can't drag someone out of quicksand if they keep holding the other person's hand." He was talking about Chrissy. That line hit hard. It sounded like 50 had tried to help, but Chrissy wouldn't leave Jim no matter what. Loyalty or love, whatever it was, it kept her stuck in a story that was never hers to control. Jaguar said that's when 50 stepped back for good, but not before doing one last thing. She hinted that he left her with something, a lifeline. He didn't want to be her hero. He just wanted her to have a way out if it ever came to that. Fans began speculating what that meant. Some said he helped her get a property or investment. Others think he gave her industry contacts to stand on her own. Jaguar wouldn't confirm, but she did say this. Whatever it was, it's the reason she's still standing today. As Jaguar spoke, viewers noticed something else. Her tone wasn't angry anymore. It was sad, almost like she was mourning what could have been. "If you look at that woman now," she said softly, "you'll see someone who's still carrying love, but not peace." And that's what 50 was trying to give her peace. What 50 was trying to give her peace. She compared the situation to a chess game, one where 50 saw all the moves coming, but couldn't stop the players from walking into their own traps. In the end, Jim won the battle, but 50 understood the war. That's why he's still here, still powerful, still respected. Because truth always protects its own. Then Jaguar said something that turned the whole internet upside down. Jim Jones knows exactly what I'm talking about because he was there when that deal went down. People flooded the comments. What deal? Is she talking about ROC Nation? Is she talking about a label buyout? Jaguar didn't answer directly. She just smiled and said, let's just say some people traded loyalty for opportunity. And when you do that, the universe keeps the receipts. That was it. That was the moment everyone realized this story wasn't just about a broken relationship. It was about the system that breaks people from the inside. She ended her live with one final statement that gave viewers chills. 50 didn't lose Chrissy, he freed her. Whether she ever walks through that door or not, that's up to her. Then she ended the stream. No music, no outro. Just silence. Within hours, clips of that live went viral across social media. Hashtags like number 50 knew, hashtag Chrissy warning, and hashtag Jaguar told us started trending. People began analyzing every moment from love and hip-hop, comparing Chrissy's body language to what Jaguar said. Even blogs and podcasts started debating if 50's silent. Protection theory might be true. A few insiders close to the situation even hinted that Jaguar wasn't far off, that there really was a behind-the-scenes offer made to Chrissy years ago that could have changed everything. But the real twist? Jim Jones posted a cryptic story just hours later, a black screen with one sentence. Everybody playing profit till they get exposed. Fans went wild. Was it aimed at Jaguar, 50, or Chrissy? Nobody knows. But it showed one thing. He heard the noise and 50. He didn't post a word. No memes, no jokes, nothing. Just silence. That silence spoke louder than any response ever could. Because for someone like 50 Cent, who jokes about everything, to say nothing means there's truth buried somewhere in it all now. Fans are left wondering if 50 really saw what was coming and tried to protect Chrissy. What else has he seen? What other secrets in this industry are waiting to surface? Jaguar Wright might have opened one door, but there are 100 more behind it. And as she said before logging off, truth doesn't need an invitation. It shows up when it's time, whether you believe her or not. One thing's for sure, the world's paying attention now. Because in Hollywood, silence isn't peace. It's a warning. Jaguar Wright wasn't done yet. When she went live the next night, she didn't waste a second. No intro, no music, just her voice cutting straight through the noise. They think they can scare me quietly, she said. But truth doesn't scare easily. Truth waits. And tonight, y'all have gone hear it. Her live show had over 70,000 people watching in real time. Even bigger creators, podcasters, and gossip blogs tuned in because everybody knew. This was the one. Jaguar took a deep breath and said something that sent chills down the chat. The reason 50 warned Chrissy wasn't because he wanted her. It's because he saw what was being built around her. She explained that behind all the glitz. Behind the cameras, there were contracts, loans, and deals that weren't just about love or money. According to her, Chrissy was tied into Jim's financial and business moves without even realizing it. Her name, her likeness, her brand all tangled up in something way bigger than reality TV. She thought it was love, Jaguar said. But baby, it was a business structure. And she was the foundation. The chat went crazy. People started commenting, wait, you mean she was used? And so that's why she disappeared for a while. Jaguar nodded. She said that's exactly why 50 tried to intervene, because he'd seen it before. The same pattern. This same manipulation. He told her in plain words, you're going to lose yourself in this if you don't stand on your own. But love makes you blind, and loyalty makes you quiet. That's when Jaguar dropped the biggest twist of all. She said 50 Cent had proof, receipts, recordings, maybe even old emails, showing what Jim's team was really doing behind the scenes. And that's why they all went silent when Jaguar started talking. They're scared because 50 keeps everything, she said. You think he's petty online? You don't even know the files he got offline. The comments section exploded. Viewers started tagging the Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, VLAD TV, demanding they dig deeper. But Jaguar wasn't done. She leaned closer to the camera and said, "See, y'all think this was about love? It was never about love. It was about who gets to own the story, and 50 was the only one smart enough to walk away from it clean." She claimed 50 kept his distance, not because he didn't care, but because he knew the storm coming would destroy anyone too close. And when he saw Chrissy heading down that road, he tried to throw her a rope quietly, privately, no cameras. He didn't want to be a hero, Jaguar said. He just didn't want to watch another woman burn for a man's mistake. That line hit hard. Even viewers who didn't believe her felt something shift. Because for years, people saw Chrissy's loyalty as strength. But maybe, just maybe, it was the very thing that trapped her. Jaguar then said something even darker after 50 stepped away. People started warning him too, telling him to leave it alone, telling him that if he keeps pushing, he'll end up like the others who tried to tell the truth. She didn't say names, but the implication was clear. Others who disappeared. This industry ain't built on talent, Jaguar said. It's built on silence. And when you break that silence, they come for you in ways the public never sees. She claimed that's why 50 turned to producing, acting, and power moves, not just for money, but for protection. He built empires so he'd never have to depend on the same system that tried to control him. When you get power, it can't cage you anymore, she said. And that's the lesson he was trying to teach Chrissy. Fans started realizing this story wasn't just about gossip anymore. It was about survival in a world where fame can destroy you faster than it makes you. Jaguar's tone softened. I ain't saying Jim's a monster. I'm saying he's a product. A man molded by an industry that feeds on loyalty until it kills it. That single line echoed across social media. Even people who never cared about love and hip-hop were suddenly talking about it. Then Jaguar dropped the final bombshell. 50's silence ain't weakness, it's strategy. You only speak when you've already won. She said 50 had already made his final move years ago. Whatever he did, whether it was cutting ties, locking down his files, or protecting Chrissy from a distance, it worked. Because to this day, he's untouchable. That's why they hate him, Jaguar said. 'Cause he don't owe nobody nothing. The live ended with her final message, one that fans are still quoting. Some people chase fame. Some chase love. But the smart ones, they chase freedom. And that's what 50 Cent already found. Then she stared into the camera, dead silent, for a full 10 seconds. No music. No fade out, just energy thick enough to cut through the screen. After that, everything blew up. Podcasts, news blogs, and gossip pages all ran with the story. Headlines like, Jaguar Wright connects 50 Cent to Chrissy's hidden past was Jim Jones' relationship with Chrissy a business deal. Fans revisit 50's old interviews. Was he warning us all along? Clips of 50 talking about fake loyalty and hidden contracts resurfaced everywhere. Even his old interviews from Power 105 and Hot 97 got dissected like crime scenes. But 50 Cent himself, still silent. Not a meme, not a comment, not even a laugh emoji. And that's when people realized the story was done. Jaguar had said her piece. 50 didn't need to. Because sometimes silence is the answer. The internet can speculate all it wants. But one truth remains. In a world where secrets by silence and lies sell faster than honesty, 50 didn't lose control. He took it. He walked away from the noise.